pregame show.
Good evening, sports fans. This is 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny Smith. Tonight's broadcast will feature the Miami Heat as they go up against the Philadelphia 76ers at Wells Fargo Center. For Philadelphia, they've been on a tremendous run, and we're deep enough into the season now to know that it's no mirage. These guys definitely for real. And the front lines for both teams tonight, powerful, explosive. Shaq, what's the key these days to building a great front court?
Well, the more versatile, the better. But it's more about skill and brute strength. You know I'm about skill and brute strength. I was the most skillful and brutally strong guy ever to play the game.
It's right, you are brutal.
What's so funny?
That, front court guys need to change ends. That's what's funny to me, Shaq, and nothing else. I just tell you right now, nothing else is funny to me.
You want me to show you how strong I am? I'll flip this table over right now.
I believe you could. I believe you could.
What you looking at, Ernie?
Not much.
Oh.
All right.
It's on. It's on.
I see Ernie.
And here's
No
Kevin
fear,
Harlan.
Ernie.
Here's Kevin Harlan.
I'll see you in the locker room, Ernie.
2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
Welcome to Philadelphia, everyone, as the 76ers get ready to defend home court in the Eastern Conference. Welcome to 2K Sports, bringing you the NBA. This is Kevin Harlan with Greg Anthony, Brent Barry, and David Aldridge. Special treat for our viewers this evening. The sports guy, Bill Simmons, is with us.
It's half of a special treat as Brent Barry is, but I'm going to do my best.
Brent Barry's pretty good,
He's really good at stuff, yeah.
He reads you a lot.
Half a treat is better than the whole treat, right? I mean, come on.
Honored to be here.
And it's back to Miami for the Heat at the conclusion of today's game. Very strong basketball is the recipe for them right now. 4 straight wins, looking for number 5.
You know what? They're almost perfect in their approach right now. I mean, mentally, physically, strategically, everything seems to have fallen into place. They're bound to hit a bump at some point in the road, but right now, everything is all systems go.
To keep winning, I think it's important that they avoid looking too far ahead. Just take the cliched one game at a time.
So the opening lineup for the Heat, Josh Richardson out there with Fox. Then it's Paul George. Then there's Andre Drummond. And it's Adebayo in at the 4 slot. Now here's Richardson. 4 on the shot clock. The shot by George, no good. And Simmons has got the ball here for the Philadelphia 76ers. You know, Bill, when you look at the players the Sixers have put together, they should be a perennial contender, it would seem, on paper for years to come.
But that's the thing about the NBA. You never know. Yeah. We've seen a lot of these teams that look like they were the next potential dynasty, and within 2 years, They made a trade. Somebody got hurt. I mean, you talk about the 80s Rockets. You talk about the Magic of the 90s. They made the finals. Within 14 months, that whole team is gone. The OKC Thunder, 2012, Game 5, Miami. I took a picture of KD and Harden and Westbrook with their arms around each other. They never played together again. So I think the thing you learn over and over again with basketball, even Derrick Rose and the Bulls, every time you think there's the next young team that's coming, they still have to actually do it, and sometimes they don't.
Now Fox. Last game we saw him score 14. Pass to George. Fires from the line. Off the left rim and out. George has gone 1 of 3 shooting so far. Now we'll go to our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge. Had a chance to talk with head coach Brett Brown.
Right, Kevin. When he talked about this game plan, he said the other team is just too fast to make this an up-and-down battle. He said if this is a half-court game, we win, and if it's a fast-break game, they win. Kevin?
Thank you, David.
Well, you'd like to push Paul George out of the paint if possible. Goes into his bag of tricks to score that time.
Pass to Simmons. Feeds it to Embiid. This is his first chance at the line tonight.
2 shots.
Shooting 2.
The first one falls. And Embiid drops them both. Bill, with last year's do-or-die season finale between Minnesota and Denver, final game of the regular season, momentum is gathering for a play-in tournament, maybe for the last 2 playoff spots. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I wrote about this in 07. I called it the entertaining as hell tournament, where basically the first 7 seeds were guaranteed, and the 16 teams that didn't make it out of the 2 conferences, they just went head-to-head, single elimination. And then you have the final 2 games in New York City, and you blow it out, and you have a fun thing with it. I think that Minnesota-Denver game was important, and maybe the solution is, the 6 seeds guaranteed in each conference, and then you have 7, 8, 9, 10 in each conference, and you just have playing games. You have 7 versus 10. You have 8 versus 9. You do it over the course of a couple days. You use the TV revenue from that, because you could get good money from that, to maybe shorten the season. Which would be, for me, the #1 thing I would change about the league. I think we should have a 70-game season. You could talk me into 76, but there's too many games. If there's too many nights where the players... I just think basketball is really hard to play.
Here's Booker. Paul George making his last shot. Favors can't get it to go.
Well, the D did their job there. Excellent contest to alter the close ranger.
The wide open look here for Fox. And the Heat, another 3.
They've wasted no time settling into their offense.
They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket. And getting a hand in the shooter's face, locking down that in-between area.
Just taking on the challenge on every possession. I love defenders who give nothing away.
The Heat shooting their initial free throws of the game right here.
And taking a look at the numbers on the season, they've converted about 77% of those foul shots.
And the first one at the line is good.
There's so much inside of Josh Richardson that is yet to be tapped into. An athletic shooting guard who can play both ends of the floor.
Richardson drops them both. Bill, a top advisor for the U.S. High School Athletics and Activities Division, recommended that schools adopt esports programs. What's your take on that?
I'm all in. It's probably my son's only chance to go to college, so I really hope it happens. Now, listen, the world changes every decade.
I know.
And you got to change with it. And the reality is esports is one of the biggest things we have now. And if you're under 15, you're way more likely to play video games and be good at that than you are to do anything else. So why wouldn't we be able to benefit from that? The whole esports in general, just the audiences they're getting, and as a spectator event, that's been building. So why wouldn't that work for college?
Thinking about how much sports video gaming has changed over the decades, Bill, can you imagine a 13, 14-year-old Bill Simmons with the 2K product? You would just be all over that, wouldn't you?
You have no idea, Kevin Harlan. I was there for every step of the video game revolution. I had an Intellivision and an Atari. I had Nintendo. I had Super Nintendo. I had all three of the first PlayStations.
You played them all the time.
I played entire Madden seasons on the treadmill when I was like in my early 30s. Try playing any video game on the treadmill. Try it and try not falling off. It's impossible. I've been there every step of the way. I am pro esports. Basketball, I'm jealous of the people who can play 2K well, because there's just, not sound like an old guy, but so many buttons and so many things to remember. I'm always so impressed when people just remember all the combinations and stuff. I'm jealous.
Like your son does it.
My son
plays again. I know
but I could have done it. I
know you could.
I want to take 1984 me out of a time machine and just give me this game. I would have unleashed.
Yeah, but 13-year-old Bill Simmons would like what 40-year-old Bill Simmons is.
13-year-old Bill Simmons would be amazed that 48-year-old Bill Simmons was getting paid to do anything. He'd really be excited about that. Just that he wasn't living at home. We would have been fired up.
Here's George. Devin Booker picking up that last basket. And stolen by Simmons. Pass to Booker. That shot off. And Miami the other way now. They defeated Charlotte in their last game.
And it could have been a lot closer than it was down the stretch, though. They were terrific.
Yeah, that really was the difference. When it came down to crunch time, there was just no let-up. They made sure to finish strong and not allow any chance for the opponent to come back.
Simmons gets to the corner and buries it. Simmons got 6.
Man, he's having quite the quarter, converting at a really high percentage.
Bill, we know about the love affair you have with the NBA, and you've written about it for so long. Started with the $4 ticket in Boston with your dad.
Yeah, my dad bought season tickets for the 1973-74 Boston Celtics, and it was only one ticket. And I think it was $4 a game, probably like $160 total. And he used to carry me in mainly because they didn't want to pay for a babysitter. So I started going to games that year, probably sleeping through a lot of them. And they won the title.
How old were you in 72?
So I was 4.
4 years old.
I'm not going to lie. I don't remember anything from that season. The first season I remember is the year later when they lost before the finals to Washington. And then the year later they won the famous finals against Phoenix, the triple overtime game. I was there.
Was Cowens on that team?
Cowens, Havlicek,
Yep.
JoJo White.
Yep.
And I was at the triple overtime game in the 76 finals. It was probably the most famous NBA game ever. The kids out there now would nominate like Game 7, 2016 or something. But triple overtime game was the most famous game ever. And I slept through the entire second half and the first overtime.
Oh, no.
But then woke up because everybody was standing the whole second overtime, so I had to get up.
Here's Richardson, and 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. That's on Ben Simmons.
Looks like Josh Richardson is always seeking a shot, this time looking for contact as well.
This is his second trip to the line in this one. That's good from Richardson. Richardson drops them both.
Encouraging sign there to see him knock down the free throw.
To the inside. And it's Simmons. That time on the assist by Rose. Simmons got 8 points.
Really like watching Simmons go to work down low with his length and strength. There aren't many guys that can keep up with him.
They get a hand on it. Now here's Winslow. And looking at his production, he averages a little more than 7 points a game. Just 5 on the clock. Richardson kicks to Winslow. Off target with his 3. The 76ers trail by 6. Here's Simmons. Off target at the rim. Bill, you've done quite a few player interviews over your life, and I'm sure there are some guys that have surprised you with what they've got to say.
Yeah. I think we're in a really cool generation with basketball players where they're these really thoughtful guys who aren't afraid to share stuff. You know, some of the guys try to protect their images and their kind of their manufactured reputations, I would say, to some degree. But for the most part, the candidness of some of these guys, you can't hide on a podcast. Mm-hmm. If I have you for an hour, you're not going to be able to dodge stuff. You're going to have to talk.
You challenge people, that's the beauty of the podcast.
Well, and I don't have notes, so I do it. I'm looking at you, you're looking at me, and we're going. And you got to be ready.
That's how Larry King used to do it.
Yeah. So some guys are ready. Like Durant was great. Durant was ready to talk, and we did 5 podcasts, and everything's on the table with him. But my favorites are, somebody like Kyrie came in, really smart, kind of sort of ready to go, but not totally, but then got into it. And those are usually the best ones.
The putback. Kicks it out to Booker. Now the pass to Embiid. Offline with his 3. I want to get back to what we were chatting about, Bill, with how today's NBA players are so media ready, whether it be interviews or social media. Your take is really interesting.
I think in general, all these guys, the guys now are so used to talking to people and being in front of people, and, they're not surprised by questions, and they know how to handle themselves. They know how to not get in trouble, and they're comfortable.
Maybe 20 years. Grown up with you, though, too. You've been relevant for many years. Well, they've grown up with your stuff.
To be honest, a lot of them just know me as the white guy on NBA Countdown. They might not have read me, but they remember like that year I was with Jalen Rose, but what's weird is I
think you'd be surprised more of, I think.
Well, you know this too, when you're on TV, the credibility you get from being on TV, I wasn't prepared for within the NBA.
Oh, really?
I think that's true, yeah. I think it's like, oh, he's on TV, he's okay. And maybe they don't agree with you all the time, but you pass some imaginary checkpoint with those guys.
Well, you may think that TV was your validation. This is going to be your validation.
Oh, 100%.
2K. This is it. I'm stamping you right now.
This is better than winning a Pulitzer Prize.
Now here's Booker. Against the Lakers, he was really on his game. Bill, several of your books have been bestsellers. How did it feel to see your work so well received around the world?
I think I was really happy that the basketball book did well because I spent a long time writing it, and it was 700 pages. And when it got mailed to me, it was so big, I thought people would just be terrified of it. And, it turns out
they embraced the size.
I think they did. They liked it. I designed it for people to be able to put on their toilet or bring on an airplane or whatever they wanted to do with it. But I was always amazed that there wasn't a basketball book that tried to kind of group all these other books and some of the opinions and all the misinformation. Like the fact that, honestly, the reason I wanted to write the book was just that people thought Wilt Chamberlain was better than Bill Russell. And yet every single thing written in the 60s was that Bill Russell was better. And all the players would say Bill Russell was better. And when they put together, Bill Russell's team won. So it's like, how do we get to the point where people think Wilt Chamberlain was better? So it was that and some other stuff that made me want to write the book.
Timeout. Just a tiny bit of room there for Josh Richardson. And once the screen gives him that, it's golden.
Timeout called the 76ers.
Yeah, I mean, it's an opportunity to kind of regroup and discuss ways to maximize these possessions.
And therein lies the trick, discussing ways to be aggressive but not committing turnovers.
And the 76ers with some changes. Dwayne Dedmon's checked in for Joel Embiid. Favors comes in for Simmons, and it's Jackson in for Booker. Now, here's Dedmon. He's averaging a bit over 5 points a game. Favors, and he uses the glass on the layup. Favors got his first points in this one.
Oh, great ball movement there.
The Heat have gone 7 of 15 from the field to this point. And it goes out of bounds. That one off Covington. Let's take a moment to see the squads that have been the most dominant on the glass this season. Number 1, the Heat. The 76ers in second.
And you know, anytime you get these two teams together, it's going to be physical. Both of them really go after it on the backboard.
Drummond passes to George. From downtown. And there's the rebound by Dedmon. The 76ers lead. Here's the floater. And the layup good by Covington. Covington's got his first basket of the night.
That floater is a thing of beauty, effective when it's used the right way.
Bill Commissioner Adam Silver believes the 2K Esports League will have the staying power of the NBA, WNBA, the G League. A pretty powerful comment to make.
And I hope he's right, because I want to be the lead color guy. I want us to be the team. Why can't it be us, Kevin Harlan?
Are you kidding me?
Let's do that. Cut me the checks. As Rasheed Wallace would say, CTC, cut the check.
Bill Simmons is here.
I'm ready.
Here's Fox. It's good for his second make. He's made 2 of 3 so far.
Fox just found a little bit of space there, and he burned the defense.
Fox against Rose. It's to Dedmon. Jackson kicks to Favors. Back to Jackson. It's to Covington. Just 5 to shoot. Jacks up a 3. And it's Miami with the rebound.
Not really his best quarter as far as scoring. Let's see if he can eventually get back on track.
Pretty much all you can do on defense there. De'Aaron Fox, great poise in the painted area.
Now here's Rose. 8 points his last outing. Passes to Covington. There's the triple. And the rebound by Nurkic. Miami's gone 2 of 4 from beyond the arc to start the game. He had a nice open look right there. Now it's a 3-point Heat lead.
His shooting has been outstanding. Definitely one of the reasons they're up in this game.
And here's Rose. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. With his first shot attempt, and he hits the jump shot.
And the quickness and acceleration of Derrick Rose, even with a simple dribble move, he can leave defenders stuck to the floor.
Paul George, he's been the guy making things happen for the Miami Heat. He comes away with 11 points in the quarter and is showing no signs of fatigue. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Josh Jackson, the 4th pick in 2017. He's already made an impression on his teammate, Devin Booker.
Josh is an ultra competitor. He has the same mindset, that winning mindset. And, you know, I think that's where it starts, you know, people that actually care about the game. And Josh is definitely one of those guys.
Well, these two have a very bright future.
I mean, between Booker's shooting and Jackson's defensive versatility and potential, that's a duo to watch.
And we hope you're enjoying the game. Both teams tonight keeping things pretty even so far on the scoreboard. And let's quickly break down the game we've seen from Miami, guys.
Through that first one, they've turned this thing into a track meet.
Love the pace they're playing with. Anytime you can get your offense going without the defense setting up, you've got a huge advantage.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter of play. And so in the game for the 76ers, Jackson is out there with Favors. Then it's Rose. Then it's Robert Covington. And it's Dedmon in at the center position. Bill, it's interesting. More than 50 colleges and universities now offer scholarships in esports. I did not know this. And that number is probably only going to go up.
Yeah, it makes sense, too. What's more popular, esports or water polo? No offense to the water polo players, but come on. Come on.
These kids love it. They cannot get enough of these games.
Yeah, we should have, every college should have these kids.
And Rose always looking for his offense, and why not? He can put up points in a hurry.
Dinwiddie kicks to Winslow. The pass to Nurkic. Over Favors. And that one off the back of the rim and in. Nurkic has got 4 this quarter.
Moving it around, 8 of their last 10 coming off assists.
Rose finds Covington. Pass to Jackson. No good on that one. Well, he'd go the other way with it. Last time they met was in Miami.
Yeah, and last time they faced off, really an easy win. They put together a pretty complete game, but their edge on the glass, for me, still stands out.
Yeah, they rebounded better than the U.S. economy, and that turned it into a blowout victory. They were dominant on the glass.
And here are the Heat now after Josh Jackson's miss. Is Nurkic fouled in the act of shooting. Gets the bucket anyway, so a 3-point play chance for him.
Again and again, they're dissecting the defense and creating those high percentage looks from inside.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight. The 76ers trail by 4. Left side Rose. Can't cash in on the 10-foot jumper.
The defense, not so good. And when you're deep inside like that, you got to come through.
And the dunk by Winslow.
Well, Winslow plus power equals slam.
For Philadelphia, they've gone 2 of 4 shooting the ball here in the second. Inside, here's Jackson, and contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
Really the right play defensively. If you can't block, force them to the line.
The 76ers have had 2 chances at the line already, making them both.
And in terms of team numbers, the free throw percentage is right at 74.
Shooting 2.
That free throw, no good.
You think about Josh Jackson and maybe him collecting 1 terabyte of information about how it is that Kawhi Leonard goes about his business. Great size, great length, great versatility. A good guy for Josh Jackson to look up to.
And the second free throw, good. Here in the second quarter, we've played a little over 2.5 minutes now. Out of bounds, it'll be 76ers ball. Let's check out the Eastern Conference standings now that we're in the new year. Look at Philadelphia, holding on to second spot in the conference. A great season for them so far. And checking out Miami, a game and a half out.
And you know, for the Heat, they look like a team on a mission. We knew coming into this season that they were going to be one of the teams to beat. They've done nothing to change anyone's mind about that.
The only people whose minds have changed are the people who said they were going to have a down year. There is no one left saying that.
Here's Dinwiddie following the score by Derrick Rose. The feed to Nurkic. And the rejection by Favors. And he's able to get it back. Hits. Got that one from Nurkic.
And of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is just smash mouth physical basketball, guys.
Now, here's Dedmon. No points in the game yet for him. Here's Favors. It's hauled in by the Heat. The Wizards on the road to face them after this game. That game is the first and last of their homestand. Here's Dinwiddie. He averages a bit over 6 points a game. Nurkic in the post, working on Favors. Clock is at 3. Jackson with it. He's coming off a 19-point game against the Lakers. And here's Covington from the arc. Miami leading by 5. Now Winslow. Pass to Dinwiddie. Kicks it to Nurkic. Over Jackson. Connects on the 17-footer. 11 points for Nurkic.
And Nurkic testing his luck from the mid-range.
And Philadelphia calls time here.
Yeah, I mean, it's an opportunity to kind of regroup and discuss ways to maximize these possessions.
And therein lies the trick, discussing ways to be aggressive, but not committing turnovers.
And some changes here for the 76ers. Embiid, he's checked in for Dwayne Dedmon. Simmons comes in for Derek Favors. And it's Devin Booker in for Josh Jackson. Now here's Rose. He's got 6. And here's Covington from the arc. And the 3 ball is good. Covington's got his second bucket of the night.
Just an amazing feel for the game. Simmons is so gifted at reading the floor.
On the wing, George. Defended by Covington. George against Covington. George, no good. The 76ers trail by 4. Covington kicks to Booker. Outside, Simmons. To the middle. Here's Embiid. Tries again. And foul on the shot. So he'll get a chance at the line. That one on George. For Philadelphia, they have gone 3 of 4 at the free throw line tonight.
10 shots.
Shooting 2.
And he makes the first. And Embiid drops them both.
Yeah, in this quarter, they've had the right approach, driving and drawing, initiating contact, create opportunities, get to the line.
Now, here's George. 23 points for him the last game against the Hornets in Charlotte. Down low. First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast.
I mean, the number of points they've scored in the paint already here is eye-opening.
Outside, Simmons. Rebound, Andre Drummond.
And you got to give him credit there. Great effort to contest that shot.
Well, I love the fact that they put the security system on their house, protecting the paint there.
Now, here's Fox. 7 points in the game. Back to Drummond. And that basket's going to count, folks. Gets the goaltending call right there.
That's a very close call. I'm sure he thinks it's a clean block, but looks like it was on the way down.
Here's Simmons. He picked up 18 points in their last win against the Lakers.
Felt like he had a sense in that game that the defense was being over-aggressive, and he tried to take advantage of that. He continually frustrated them throughout the night and got to the free throw line.
I'd love to see them impose themselves a little more on the backboard. That's a great way to find confidence. Always a surefire way to get back in the game.
Now here's Simmons. 10 points for him. The hook. Misses off the right iron. Now here's Richardson. Hangs in the air. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
Yeah, and checking out some stats here for Ben Simmons. Over the last month, he has been spectacular. 8th in assists, 11th in scoring. And he's in the top 20 in steals, bringing that focus and intensity at both ends.
And his floor awareness is undeniable. As you pointed out, top 10 in assists, and he's great at drawing the defense and making the perfect pass in stride. First free throw is good. Good on both.
No wasted trips at all. They're taking care of business at the line.
And Simmons has got the ball here for Philadelphia. It's a 10-point game. They need this, and he sinks the layup. Simmons got 12.
And Simmons is a purebred scorer, a dominant offensive talent who can score in so many ways.
Passes it to Drummond. He kicks to Richardson. Back to Drummond. And the rejection by Embiid. Gets it to go. That one good from Adebayo.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
Simmons passes to Embiid. The basket good off the assist from Simmons. He's got 6.
Great use of the bounce pass. Thumbs down on that one, Kevin. Tough to defend against.
And George kicks to Fox. Drummond. That shot no good. Good D by Embiid. George against Covington. Poked away. And so it looks like the 76ers will retain possession here. Here's what Miami has lined up on their schedule. On Friday, they'll be matching up against Rudy Gobert and the Washington Wizards. Then on Sunday, they'll go up against Bradley Beal and the Dallas Mavericks.
And in that matchup with the Pistons, this is one where it would take a complete meltdown for them not to come away with the win. Anything can happen, but I'd be shocked if they don't come out on top.
Yeah, they're going to have a nice little run here.
The 76ers trail by 10. And here's Rose. 6 points for him. Jacks up a 3. Covington's shot is off.
His teammates cannot be happy with him, guys. He would have been better off resetting the offense and looking for a better shot opportunity.
Now here's Richardson. 10-point lead. This is their biggest. Fox passes to Drummond. Clock at 4 over Rose. And that one's good. Drummond. Drummond's got 6. Philadelphia's gone 1 of 3 from way outside since the start of the second quarter. Covington in the corner. The offensive rebound. Embiid, no good.
And with the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in the driver's seat.
There's the pass to Drummond. Here's Fox. He's got 7. Clock at 6. He's looking for Drummond and finds him. Throws down the alley-oop slam.
More and more improved floor awareness for De'Aaron Fox.
Simmons feeling it out a bit. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. The 76ers have hit most of their free throws tonight, 5 of 6.
Two shots.
That's good from Simmons.
And the athleticism that Simmons has is downright unreal. Just a remarkable talent who has the potential to be one of the all-time greats.
Derek Favors checked in for Philadelphia. Jackson comes in for Robert Covington. And that's good as he hits both of his shots. Fox with it. And you know the points will always be there for him. He's averaging just a shade under 20 points a game right now. Outside, George. Adebayo kicks to Drummond. Shoots over Embiid. And it's Drummond missing.
Defense has to feel fortunate. Somehow he missed that opportunity, and still, there's no reason for them to give up that kind of open shot.
Now here's Jackson, and he can be counted on to put some points on the board every night. He's averaging right around 13.5 points a game. Here's Simmons, down by 12. Up top, Embiid. Shot clock at 3. The basket good off the assist from Simmons. Simmons got 4 assists in the game. Well, we want to thank the sports guy for being here. Enlightening as always. Bill, what a pleasure. Thanks for joining us.
Oh, I hope my son was impressed. Thank you, Kevin.
I'm sure he was. And Brent, always cool, isn't it, to hear what Bill's thinking? He comes at things from a variety of angles.
Yeah, the pop culture stuff and the bits from personal life and his interaction around the game. He certainly has a passion for basketball, and it's great that Bill's adding some color to the audience's experience.
Here's Simmons after the made shot from Andre Drummond. Outside, Simmons. Pass to Favors. Embiid trying to break loose. Outside for Jackson. Outside, Simmons. And Favors has it in the corner. Jackson, that's a two-pointer. Andre Drummond grabs the miss. Drummond's got 6 rebounds in the game. 8-second difference between the shot clock and the game. Out of bounds, Philadelphia takes possession. And Simmons has got the ball here for the 76ers. Down by 12. Kicks it to Embiid. And the dunk by Embiid.
He just punched the ticket on that one. That'll get the job done.
Powerful two-hand jam. Now Fox. He's got 7. Here's George, and that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up.
Well, height and length at that position for Paul George, that's problematic for a defender, and he used his size to draw the foul that time.
The Heat have gone a perfect 7 of 7 from the line tonight. Throw good, Paul George.
The versatility of Paul George as he's matured and put some more weight on his frame through the years. He's an exceptional two-way player with outstanding length and a tremendous scoring ability.
And George drops them both.
And among NBA bigs, he is known for his ability to deliver at the free throw line.
And so it's Miami enjoying a 12-point lead as they talk things over during the break. They've been putting on a clinic in the paint. Shots are falling with regularity, and they are pounding it down low. Back to the action after this word.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, it's good to have you back. You're watching the 2K Sports Halftime Show. This right here is Kenny the Jet Smith. This right here is Shaquille O'Neal. Me, I'm just Ernie. An outstanding first quarter for Paul George. He had 13 points, 2 assists, and 1 steal. Let's hear from you, Shaq, on the Heat first half.
I don't say this a lot, Ernie, but I was impressed with Paul George at both ends. His length, athleticism allows him to guard a number of positions. He can score equally well in the half court, but out in the open court, woo-wee.
And Kenny, what are your thoughts on Philadelphia?
They need to break it down. And I look at the individual areas that they're struggling, like they're getting pounded. I mean pounded, Ernie, on the boards. That's a hustle stat.
That's all for now. Say goodbye to the folks. Thanks
Goodbye,
for
folks.
joining us. Third quarter, just about ready to begin.
As we return to Philadelphia, you look at Ben Simmons in this game. He's been everywhere.
Well, we saw in the first half, he has a nice mixture of moves down low, and they've been going to him.
Well, he's a volume scorer in the post, and right now the volume's at 11. So if you're not going to run doubles at him, we'll see if he can get more of that done in the second half.
And there wasn't too much drama in the first half, but maybe things will tighten up here in the second. The Heat leading by 12 on the floor for Miami. We've got Fox. Adebayo is out there with Paul George. Then there's Andre Drummond, and it's Richardson in a shooting guard. Here's Fox, and it doesn't even draw either.
And he completely threw the timing off on that jumper. That is how you D up.
playing with tremendous aggressiveness without fouling. That's an excellent job.
Booker. The teardrop falls in. Booker's got the opening bucket to start the second half for the 76ers. And Miami shooting an efficient 53% from the field.
Well, entering the league, Devin Booker really had some troubles on the defensive end. So as much as we talk about offensively him trying to get better, on the defensive end he needs to learn how to be in better positions.
And the officials calling for a 3-second violation. The 76ers trail by 10. Back to Simmons. And out of bounds as the Heat gain possession. Now let's check out the rebounds and where they're coming from. Here's a breakdown showing the front court and the back court rebounding numbers for the 76ers.
And the bigs are getting their lion's share of the rebounds. Yeah, that's what they're supposed to do, but they've got bigger issues right now and other holes to fill if they're going to stage a comeback.
Here's Adebayo. This is to George. It's Richardson on the wing. Good ball movement here by Miami. Adebayo kicks to Fox. Just 5 to shoot. Over Simmons. The putback. It's good on the putback.
And those second chance points really become almost like bonus points when you can get them.
Jackson finds Simmons. Down low. Got a piece of it. And stolen by Richardson. George against Jackson. Now here's Richardson. Defense right on him. And Embiid with the block.
And they're 1 of 4 here to start the second half.
He muscles it in through the contact, and they call the foul. He's on his way to the free throw line.
No answer for Simmons, a tenacious scorer who finishes with muscle through contact.
And the Heat committing a lot of money for this hard-working bunch. Brent, how do they improve from this point on?
Now it's about player development, Kevin, taking advantage of the off-season, making sure the guys are improving upon their weaknesses and staying sharp with their strengths. They're going to have to find a few more diamonds in the rough out there to add to this roster and maybe set themselves up in free agency to lure somebody down the South Beach. And we'll see if they can do that. The front office tends to get creative in that way.
Brent, we're seeing shorter training camps. I don't know if it adds to injuries or takes away from injuries with fresher bodies. What do you think about that whole philosophy?
I believe that the shorter training camp did lead itself and lend itself to more injuries last year. And one of the things that I'm concerned with, Kevin, just on a physiological level for players is that what they are doing to prepare themselves for the season as an individual player, working on your weaknesses and doing those sort of things, is not the same as getting in the training camp and preparing yourself for your stamina, your endurance, and your wind. And I wonder if there'll be some moves in the next couple seasons about trying to get off the individual training and get back to more of the endurance stamina training so that these little injuries are just not part of a season in the future.
The Heat have been exceptional shooting free throws tonight, going 9 for 9.
Two shots.
First free throw is good.
There's an old cliche, Kevin, we've heard or said a million times about speed killing. Well, perhaps no player is more emblematic of that than De'Aaron Fox. End to end, he could be one of the fastest players in the league.
Fox hits them both. Well, Fox is a blur in transition. Brent, his speed is a weapon.
Yeah, and he can use it if he has the ball or if he doesn't. Become a slasher and get into the teeth of the defense. Defensively, his lateral quickness and intensity also can make him a pest. It would be nice to see if he takes some pride on that end of the floor growing up.
And so George will bring it up for the Miami Heat. And Drummond kicks to Richardson. Pass to Fox. shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. Oh, there's a chance. Let's show you the teams that have thrived on the fast break this season. In fourth, the Heat.
I think that's what really distinguishes them offensively. They really like to get out in transition.
2 shots.
That one is off.
Well, the quickness of De'Aaron Fox really is incredible. I got a chance to see John Wall early in his career, and it was the speed that we talked about, but speed can kill. And if De'Aaron Fox can control it, he'll be fantastic at creating opportunities for himself and his teammates.
And the second free throw, good. Clock keeps going. 3 minutes into the second half now. Booker looking around. Simmons with it. He's picked up by Drummond. And a slam dunk by Favors.
And maybe that'll trigger them. Impossible not to get pumped up after that.
Yeah, well, you could see the immediate reaction of the guys on the bench. They are pumped up. And a tremendous Unleash Chaos replay coming to you courtesy of Under Armour Hover Havoc. In the third quarter with just over 3.5 minutes off the clock. Here's Jackson. Tries again. That's good, and the Heat lead is cut to just 3 points on the basket from Favors.
How about this run they're in the midst of? On the verge of tying it up or maybe even taking the lead.
The aggressiveness has picked up on both sides of the floor. And I'm not sure what took them so long to muster that, but here we are.
With the putback.
Look at the big fella working on that possession. He knows how to fend guys off and get those rebounds.
Passes to Simmons. Inside, they get a hand on it. Embiid, the pass to Favors. On the wing, Booker. Just 5 on the clock. He dishes it to Embiid. Good. Nice assist from Booker. Now just a 1-point Heat lead.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
Timeout called, the Heat. You know, Brent, when you think of Devin Booker, you immediately think scoring. But he's become, as time goes on, an excellent facilitator as well.
Well, I think he's learning to do that, Kevin, because of the playing time that he's getting. And the defenses that he has seen in the early part of his career have been quite unique. 2 out of the first 3 years that he played in the NBA, he's averaging over 20 points. So the passing part of his game, the more feel part of his game, it's coming along nicely.
For the lead, Simmons trying to get open. And there's Booker on the assist by Simmons.
If Booker's that close, the D is done for. He can't let a good scorer like that get whatever he wants, especially on the inside.
Fox kicks to Jordan. And the pass to Drummond. They need this one. And that one goes long.
And he completely threw the timing off on that jumper. That is how you D up.
Playing with tremendous aggressiveness without fouling. That's an excellent job.
Well, they're in the lead, but he's still been frustrated from an offensive standpoint.
Now, here's Fox. 10 points for him. Back to Richardson. For Booker. And again, it's the Heat missing.
This is when you're just surprised that a guy would miss that kind of look. The defense really did not do a lot there.
That's their 3rd straight make off an assist.
Timeout called, the Heat. Talk about what it means to be a good teammate, Brent. You've played with good ones. You've played with bad ones. I've always thought you were team first when you played.
Well, I appreciate that, Kevin. There's just an idea about what it is that you can contribute to the team. I think you always have to accentuate those ideals. Your approach on a daily basis has to be consistent, And if you're a starting player, it's one mentality. And if you're somebody that plays off the bench, you have to come to practice every day to push the guy that's in front of you and wait for your opportunity. But most of the time, it's that kind of consistency with which you come to work and the attitude of making sure that I want to make any kind of contribution I can for our team's success. That usually is a pretty good formula for a good teammate.
Here's George after Josh Jackson's bucket to stop the run.
Well, he's gotten shots up, but they're not finding the rim. The squad's suffering because of it right now, a bit out of rhythm. No defender is going to have a shot against that kind of play. He's just too tall to stop that close to the rim.
Now here's Simmons. He's got 19. Back to Covington. The 76ers need to get off a shot from deep. No good from Simmons.
The game has been very close in a lot of areas, but rebounding has been the one differentiator thus far.
George passes to Dinwiddie. Trying to break that ice-cold streak, and a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. The 76ers have knocked down 8 of 9 free throw attempts. I'd say those numbers read pretty well.
2 shots.
And the first one at the line is good. Good on both. The Heat trail by 3. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
He kicks to George for the tie. Sinks it. What range from outside. Wow. George has got 16 points.
Look, I checked the numbers, guys. We know he is great from out there. He made 1 in the first half. Now he has 1 so far in this half. Look out.
Now here's Covington. He's got 7. Here's Simmons. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2.
And checking out the numbers for George. What a run he's been on over the past few weeks. Averaging about 23 points per, 3 assists and 4 rebounds. And impressive numbers, no doubt. It's the kind of run we've come to expect from him.
Synergy, all elements right now working together, and the game is coming so easy right now.
The first free throw is good. He doesn't get the second one.
Yeah, disappointing not to convert all of them, but he did get the one to give them the lead.
So they take the lead. And the Heat lead by 1. A great competitive game so far.
And from the look of it, this one could go right down to the wire.
Now here's Booker. He's guarded closely. The 76ers with another miss. And so it's Dinwiddie with it. He'll bring it up for the Miami Heat. They've led by as many as 14 points. George against Covington. 6 on the shot clock. Goes up on the wing. Kept alive. Here's Nurkic. And there's the foul on the shot. He'll go to the line for 2. And Philadelphia gets called for the foul.
Nurkic with the pump fake does a good job fooling the defender that time.
And these are his second and third free throws tonight.
Gentlemen, 2 shots. Blue shots.
Free throw good. Nurkic. And both free throws good for Nurkic. Here's Rose. He has 6. To Dedmon. And the call will be against Jusuf Nurkic. That's his first foul of the game, and the bonus will go to the free throw line. Dwayne Dedmon, not a big name in the NBA right now, Brent, but he's a very productive player in what time he sees on the floor.
Well, he never does anything without misstep out there. Great length for a player. He competes on both ends of the floor, and he bolsters up a front line no matter what position you put him at, the 4 or the 5.
And he knocks down the first one.
Well, from the D-League to dominating defensively, Dwayne Dedmon hustling around.
So he gets them both. Here's Dinwiddie. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. Kicks to Green. Pass to Nurkic. And stolen by Booker. Now the 76ers on the break. Here's Covington. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. And with this opportunity, we can show you this season's top shot blocking teams. 4th, the 76ers.
I mean, terrific rim protection. I mean, they rotate and help on the inside as well as anybody. And, of course, you want to keep offenses on the outside shooting jump shots, and that continues to be the goal.
First one falls for him. Josh Jackson's checked in for Philadelphia. Ulis comes in for Booker. Then for the Heat, Drummond's checked in for JaMychal Green. Justice Winslow comes in for George. And De'Aaron Fox subbed in for Spencer Dinwiddie. He hits one, then misses the second attempt from the free throw line.
Listen, there's no doubt he feels like they should have the lead, but that miss will keep it all tied up.
And there's the call on Tyler Ulis. That's his first foul. And Drummond kicks to Winslow. Lobbed up there for Drummond.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Philadelphia's gone 1 of 3 from downtown since halftime. Rose up on top. He's got 6. It's Drummond with the rebound. Drummond's got 9 rebounds now tonight.
I wonder what the score would be if they weren't controlling the backboard.
Now, here's Fox. A 2-point game. Clock at 6. Fires the 3. And again, Miami with the triple.
Well, Fox trying to work on that outside jump shot, become more consistent. Nice bucket there.
Now, here's Ulis, headed by Fox. Fires, high post. Ulis can't get it to go.
And somehow, some way, he couldn't get that one to fall from in between. Got to take advantage of the weak defense when you can.
Herter is covered by Rose. And there's the rebound by Dedmon. There's Jackson with the three. Miami grabs the miss. They've led by as many as 14 points. Covington against Winslow. Now here's Nurkic, guarded close over Dedmon. Nurkic can't hit.
He wanted to keep that shot from getting blocked, but in the process, he gave it no chance of going in because of how unbalanced he was on the fade.
Now here's Rose. Takes it into the teeth of the D and converts the way up. Rose has got 8 points.
And the defense tried to slow him down, but Derrick Rose just a handful when he gets around the rim.
40 seconds left in the third quarter of the game. Here's Drummond. Scores the bucket. He's 7 for 11 and continues to look good.
He doesn't do some of the damage that other big men do on the perimeter, but inside, Drummond's got just as much game as anybody.
Jackson misses. The Heat leading by 5. Plenty of space. That's short off the rim.
Nobody even close to him, and he can't believe he doesn't knock it down.
Covington in the corner. Jackson dishes to Rose. Passes it to Ulis. From deep. What a play. Simply drains it in at the buzzer.
And that's a crucial three there. They cut it close going into the fourth. This is far from over.
3 quarters of play in a close game here. Heat out front, up by 2. We're going to step aside for just a second, but join us right back here for the start of the fourth quarter next. And let's take this chance now to show you the State Farm assist of the game.
Just true artistry right there. I mean, great decision on where to go with the ball, and how about the perfect delivery?
Yeah, those are the kind of plays that you want to put on a canvas. Just beautiful basketball.
Tense quarters behind us. One more to go. Thanks for being with us as we begin the fourth. And so Ulis will bring it up for the 76ers. A 2-point game. Their next game playing at home as the Nets come into town. That game will conclude a 3-game homestand. Favors is out there with Dwayne Dedmon. Then there's Derrick Rose. Then it's Ulis, and it's Covington in at the 3. That's the group on the floor for Philadelphia.
And no matter who it is, that kind of D isn't going to get it done.
The 76ers shooting at a decent 44% clip here. Out to Favors. 6 to shoot. Here's Ulis. And it's off the back rim, no good.
And getting a hand in the shooter's face, locking down that in-between area.
They're just taking on the challenge on every possession. I love defenders who give nothing away.
Herter is covered by Rose to the inside and stolen by Favors. And now Rose in the floor all by himself. It's hauled in by the Heat. Nurkic has got 12 rebounds here tonight. Big time effort. The pass to Dinwiddie. Herter. That one falls coming off Dinwiddie's feet. Dinwiddie's got 4 assists in the game.
He's just so aggressive on that move. You have to come over fast and hard to stop him.
Now here's Ulis. Outside Favors. To Dedmon, 5 to shoot. Nurkic with the block.
Excellent defense by Nurkic on that play. He made sure that shot was not going anywhere near the rim.
Four on the clock. Shot from the inbound. Yep, it goes in, and the Miami lead is cut down now to just 5 on the basket from Ulis.
Well, Picasso couldn't have drawn that up any better. Perfect execution off the inbound.
Dinwiddie passes to Adebayo. with the teardrop, and it's rebounded by Covington.
And they still need to step up just a little bit. They have the lead, but he needs to find himself out there.
For Philadelphia, they've gone 1 of 4 since the end of the third quarter. Ulis kicks to Favors. Right side Rose.
And a guy who's averaged as many as 7 free throws a game in his career, Rose knows how to get to the line.
Shooting for Philadelphia, Derrick Rose. 2 shots.
And the first one at the line is good.
And you gotta love watching Rose play the game. His intense style can be infectious out there, and I think it really does elevate his teammates.
Both free throws good from Rose. And over 2.5 minutes in the books here in the fourth. Dinwiddie passes to Adebayo. Some nice ball movement here by the Heat. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
You could tell that Nurkic was looking to get the foul on that shot, and he got the job done.
2 shots.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
Free throw good, Nurkic. No good on the second free throw.
Even with one miss, he stretched this out to a 2-possession game.
Covington got it. Good job in the low post.
And there's some of those floor general traits that we talk about with point guards. Ulis showing them off.
And it's Dinwiddie with the ball. Bringing it up now for Miami. To the paint. Ulis with the steal. He feeds it to Favors. To tie it up. He lays it in. Favors got the game tied up here for Philadelphia.
Love to see the resolve from an offensive player after a disappointing first half. He's been terrific here in the second.
Out left to the wing. There's the dish to Winslow. Dinwiddie surveying the floor. Over Favors. Dinwiddie's shot is off. For Philadelphia, they've gone 3 of 6 from the field so far in the fourth quarter. Here's Rose. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. And now a chance to see what's coming up for Philadelphia. They'll host the Brooklyn Nets. Then on Monday, they'll be facing Drew Holiday and the Boston Celtics.
And when you look at that Pacers matchup, it's the second game of a back-to-back, and you know they're going to be feeling the effects of it. Playing that much basketball in that short amount of time really takes a toll.
And the free throw is good, now leading by 1. And Rose drops them both. And so here is Miami. Here's Dinwiddie. Winslow kicks to Adebayo. Pass to Nurkic. Back to Adebayo. On the clock. Dedmon with the block.
Well, some more of the reach effect of Dedmon, the way he times that one. Impressive shot blocking ability.
here's Covington. He's guarded closely, and there it is for him. Rose has got the lead up to 4 now for Philadelphia.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
On the wing, Winslow. Defended by Covington. Winslow finds Nurkic. And they get it. Miami needs to get a shot off. Dedmon with the block. And here is Ulis. Pass to Rose. It's tipped. And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Rose. And Philadelphia will go for a different look here. Embiid, he's checked in for Dwayne Dedmon. Jackson comes in for Derek Favors. Devin Booker, he's checked in for Derrick Rose. And Simmons subbed in for Ulis. The Heat trail by 4. Richardson the pass to Nurkic. Fox with it. Pulls up on the elbow. Again, the miss by the Heat. Now the 76ers with it. They're on a 12-1 run. Jackson kicks to Booker. Passes it to Simmons. Shoots over Fox. Almost, but it rolls out. Miami's gone 5 of 10 from downtown tonight. 50% exactly. Ball's not loose. Bobbed up there for Drummond. Rebound by the 76ers. Simmons got 5 rebounds tonight. Jackson with it. Now guarded by Fox. Outside for Simmons. Now the pass to Booker. Jackson in the corner. Shoots over Fox. Will not go. This is off the front iron.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Richardson dishes to Drummond. And it's Drummond with the jam.
I like seeing Josh Richardson distribute the ball, especially when his teammates are wide open. That makes for an easy pass.
Simmons against Fox. No good from Simmons. Miami trailer. To the inside. And Nurkic, the bucket on the assist by Fox. And that's 18 points for Nurkic.
Credit Nurkic for his aggressiveness in shooting the ball so far in this one. He's making them count.
Timeout called the 76ers. And now let's present our Jordan Player of the Game, Jusuf Nurkic.
And he's got to be thrilled with how well he shot the ball, Kevin. Good on almost 60% of his shots. That's what I call an efficient performance. And a team loves having someone that dependable they can rely on.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin, during the last break, I heard Brett Brown talking with his team. He told them, hey, this game is there for you, but we got to go get it. 50-50 balls, get into the basket. We have to give it all right now. Kevin?
Thanks so much, David. Now, here's Nurkic after Ben Simmons' miss. Nurkic finds Drummond to take the lead. He can't get that one to fall. Some solid defense there from Jackson. Booker the pass to Jackson. Good. A nice assist from Booker. Booker's got his 3rd assist on the night.
Not a stellar first half, but he's become an absolute machine scoring the ball in the second.
Now, here's Richardson. Pass to George. Just 5 to shoot. Pass to Nurkic. Over Booker. Nurkic can't hit.
You know, not sure if he's playing to the crowd, but no need for the fadeaway on that shot.
Inside, Simmons. That shot off. Now the Heat take it the other way. George looking over the floor. And now Philadelphia on the break. Covington wide open. He fires. Another 3 for Philadelphia.
Jackson just sharing the rock there with the teammate. Make the simple play.
The Heat trail by 5. Fox kicks to George. To the inside. And it's Drummond with the jam.
And how about the execution on that play? The screen was set up in exactly the right spot.
And the finish wasn't too bad either.
Yeah, it's funny how you see so many picks, but this one sets up the defense well. No one rotates over. Bang.
Here's Embiid. Rebound by Nurkic. Nurkic has got rebound number 17, if you can believe that. Here's George. Got a hand on it, and he gets it back. Banked in off the glass. Now just a 1-point 76ers lead.
Those defenders just look a little bit gassed. I mean, they're getting pushed around on that low block.
And the 76ers call time here. And with the fourth quarter push coming up here, the coach going over the game plan and these players rehydrating themselves with Gatorade, recharging their bodies, refocusing their minds, and getting that strategy down to close out the game. The 76ers making their switch here. Favors is checked in. Bam Adebayo's checked in for the Heat. Embiid kicks to Favors. For 3, Booker. It's hauled in by the Heat. Adebayo's got double-digit rebounds now in the game. Nobody near George. And that won't go, missing the go-ahead bucket. And Simmons has got the ball here for the Philadelphia 76ers. They lead by 1. This is it to Favors. Fox against Booker. Simmons inside. Set it up with the fake, but it's offline. Miami's gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the fourth. Here's Richardson. Good, and a nice assist from Fox.
Well, Richardson is a capable scorer, but nothing feels better than shots like that.
And Simmons kicks to Embiid. Over Drummond. Embiid, no good.
You can see how clued in the defense is to take away those mid-range shots and challenge. Solid at getting a hand up in the face of the scorer.
Here's George. Second chance shot. Count the basket and the foul. That's on Josh Jackson.
That's why you turn to Paul George. These moments are for PG.
He usually does, and that could be huge in a tight game like this one.
And Simmons kicks to Embiid. Over Drummond. Another miss by Philadelphia. It's Miami's ball. They're on a 13-5 run. Got that one up quick. And it's a 6-point Miami lead.
Yeah, Paul George sharpening his swords now. Love to see him take that shot.
The pass to Embiid. Over Drummond. That one a little long. Miami's gone to the three-pointer 11 times tonight and nailed 5 of them. It's Richardson on the wing. Defended by Booker. Out of bounds. It'll be 76ers ball. They need to stop this run.
You know what, Kev? I think it's time to switch some things up, either by going to your bench or with a different look defensively to disrupt their rhythm.
And with that, the Heat lead is cut down to just 4 points in the bucket from Embiid. So it's Miami now. They're led by as many as 14 points. They double him with Simmons. Adebayo kicks to Fox. Draws contact on the shot, and now a three-point play chance as he'll head to the line.
De'Aaron Fox stepping up for the team, showing he's capable in these moments.
What's up?
Free throw good. Fox. 34 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Simmons finds Embiid. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. Andre Drummond picks one up.
No, I tell you what, he earned his money on that foul.
At the line for your 76ers, Joel Embiid. 2 shots.
Two.
He gets the first, and that trims the lead to 6. That one falls, so he hits both of them. Here's Richardson, and so they foul intentionally.
Shooting 2.
He hits the first one, and that increases their lead to 6. So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's a 7-point game.
And that will add to a healthy lead after that trip to the free throw line.
And Philadelphia calls time here. They're trailing by 7. 27 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Booker the pass to Favors. Simmons. Miami grabs the miss.
Well, after an impressive first half, he's just not been able to get the room or get anything going here in the second.
And there's the call on Joel Embiid. That's his 3rd foul so far. Bonus situation in effect, so we'll head to the free throw line for 2.
2 shots.
And he cannot get the first one to drop. Tough one to miss. That's good. Going 1 of 2 from the line, and that stretches their lead to 8. 17 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. Outside, Simmons. Embiid kicks to Simmons. For 3, Booker knocks down the 3.
Kevin, this guy wants those kind of shots. That's Devin Booker. Wow.
And so it's Miami winning this one. This was a hard-fought, well-earned victory for him, Greg. They really had to work for this win.
That's a good point. I mean, weaker teams might have buckled at the end with the crowd amped up, everyone in the building kind of rooting against you, but they stood tall and pulled it out.
Well said. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks very much, Paul. How does a win like this keep you guys going forward?
Gives us confidence. It's always good to get a win, but it definitely gives us confidence and keep us wanting to work even harder because this one almost slipped away from us.
Yeah, great effort tonight by the team and by you, Paul. Thanks very much. Back to you, Kevin.
David, thank you as always. And that about wraps it up for Brett Berry, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge. This is Kevin Harlan along with our 2K Sports crew. So long, everyone.